ZRL for the Canada race in Dev. Right, I'm just gonna leave the party. See you, Jack. Right, so I haven't wrote a script for today, but I know a lot about the Canadian Grand Prix. But we are at the circuit of Gilles Villeneuve. In fact, Gilles Villeneuve won this race in 1978, his first ever Grand Prix win, and that's why the circuit was named after him, because he was the only other Canadian driver to win at his home race. Jacques Villeneuve, his son, who went on to become 1997 Formula 1 World Champion, never actually won a race around here, which was a shame for him. He did crash here at the Wall of Champions in 1999, one of the first ever world champions to crash at the Wall of Champions. He, to be fair, I personally think that Jacques Villeneuve was one of the worst world champions ever. As in, like, not in terms of he didn't deserve the championship or anything, but in terms of he didn't have the credentials to really be world champion. He got one world championship, a second place in 1996, and that was it. He literally got no good results after that. He didn't even get on the podium. Like, he got on the podium 3 more times after his championship win. It was honestly not very good for him. So let's go. So hold on, let me just announce that we are. Hold on, I'm just writing the Twitch link in the Discord. Right, so we have currently got 2 drivers in the session. Frugal Mars. Frugal Mars is one of the spectators. Does anyone want to ask any questions about this venue, either in real life or in this league? Because I can answer any of your questions about the history of the Canadian. Just disconnected there. The best. Maybe he is. We have now got a 3rd driver in the session. Yeah, so the Canadian Grand Prix came onto the calendar. Actually, there have been a couple of circuits that have hosted F1 Grand Prix. I think it first came onto the calendar in 1967. I think they went to Mosport Park, which was a big race in Canada at the time. And it hosted races in 1967, 68, and I think 69 as well. Then we went to Circuit Mont Tremblant, which is a circuit that's now owned by Lawrence Stroll. And then they went to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and they've been there pretty much ever since. Mosport isn't really famous for anything. Mosport was the first. It was the circuit where where there was a driver disqualified from the 1969 race for driving too slowly. He was disqualified for driving too slowly because he was 22 laps behind the leaders and trying to fight them for position, which is not very good for those drivers or for those leaders, considering this was the 1960s and crashing with a car could mean you died. But anyway, we are not on about the 1969 Canadian Grand Prix. We're on about the 2022 race in Zorro. At the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, a part street, part permanent race course. the part circuit, part permanent race course. And the circuit has been on the F1 calendar for a while now, since I think the 70s, yeah, definitely since the 70s. I think its first race was in like 1974, 75. Sorry for the yawn. So, ever since that region. So yeah, it's had some memorable races over the years. Canada has. It had 2011. It had 2014. No, yeah, 2014, which was Ricciardo's first win. It had 2019. It had 1991, where Nigel Mansell was going to win the race, and then he broke down with 1 lap to go, and Nelson Piquet won instead. And apparently, he actually said this after the race. Nelson Piquet actually said that he nearly came when he saw Nigel Mansell's car stationary at the side of a circuit, which is ironic considering that Seaman is white, and that's probably why he likes it so much. Anyway, so we are going to hopefully be getting going soon. We are currently about 20 minutes away from the start of the race here in ZRL. If the viewers would like to ask questions about what's going on, or anything else, then they can do. We have 3 drivers in the lobby at the moment. More will be joining soon. I assume they're still finishing off their practice preparations. They are still finishing off their practice preparations because some drivers like to go in time trial until very late on. There we go, we have a new person join. Tykerpath goes straight into the McLaren seat. He's very determined to do well, obviously. Tykerpath, one of the fastest drivers in Dev so far. If I just have a look at the drivers' standings, if they exist, they do. Currently, Tykerpath is actually in 4th place on 25 points. He's got his rivals of Jakey Bakey, who I assume is the Jacob that is in this session, in the lead. Ace Jackster, or more like Ace Crashter, from what he did to me in Australia, in 2nd place. And Lambikins 2003 in 3rd place on the same amount of points as Tykerpath. And then you have me, who only competed in 1 race and retired from it, in 9th place in the driver standings. Don't ask me how I frauded that. Yeah, we've now got 4 drivers in the lobby, and we have Frugalmar spectating to make sure it all goes well. Yawn! Sorry for that. And I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Sargent goes in the Ferrari. Sargento. And now I'm just waiting for some more people to join the lobby session. Jacob and Zach need to select their cars. Which is possibly going to happen. We're just, yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about for the next 16 minutes, but okay, I can maybe go off on a tangent if you want me to. There is a lot of history around Canada, not in F1. It is a very I've already mentioned about Mosport Park, Mont Tremblant, and Montreal, which is the current venue. As of course, fun trivia fact for you: this circuit is on an island called Ile Notre Dame, like the historical building in France, or that was in France. And And it is on an island. You can see on the left here, you can see how it's got a lake or a river or some form of water, body of water right next to one of the straits. It is very cool how it's just on an island and they managed to cram an F1 circuit on there. I mean, they've technically crammed an F1 circuit onto other islands like Great Britain or like circuits on islands. Abu Dhabi, that's on Yas Island, isn't it? So that's technically an island. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good race, I think. The race in America wasn't the most enthralling, but the races before have been pretty good. I won't lie. We are just waiting for more drivers to join. If we get a good amount of drivers, a good healthy amount of drivers, we should be able to get some cracking racing going. I'm just going to check how many drivers have done the confirmation. Yikes. So, dev drivers. We should be having 4 at least. So, whoever thought. So, we should be having Stealth, TNR Stealth. We should be having Jakey Bakey, who's already in, Tyco, and Zach Duck, who we've already got in. So, only one of those drivers is missing. Stealth. And, yeah. So, get going. McLaren Ferrari battle, that takes me back to the 1990s. If we're going to get a battle between Sargento and Tyco Path, that'll be a battle that takes me back to the 90s and 2000s. Even the 2010s. You can pretty much take any era of Formula 1 where McLaren and Ferrari have both been competitive cars. Like you had Lauda and Hunt in the 1970s. You've had Mansell and actually not Mansell, Prost and Senna and McLaren and Ferrari in 1990. You had in the 1980s. You had who did you have in the 80s? It was more just McLaren and Williams in the 1980s. Ferrari didn't get a constructors order in the 1980s. It was the first decade they failed to get one because it was teams like Brabham, teams like Williams who are coming through, teams like McLaren who managed to take those championships. And then they still didn't get one in the 1990s either, but Schumacher did get close when he was battling with Hakkinen. Yeah, we're 17 minutes past now, so drivers should be rolling in anytime soon. 13 minutes is more than enough time to get new drivers into the lobby. These is of course a dev tier, so we need to more drivers who are developing. As I was saying, they are just developing. They are trying to get into Z1, which is the main tier. I'm just going to check in through my Discord pings. So yeah, we are just waiting. Have we got a new driver? No, Jacob just selected his car. That's annoying. Using the Aston Martin, of course. So I'm gonna just put in the chair. Oh, TNR Stealth is joining shortly, so there's gonna be, or shortly, I forget how to speak. TNR Stealth, and he'll be making it 4 or 5 drivers. It'll be like Indy 2005. They do need to start getting more drivers in. Maybe clean up the tier, maybe, because the main reason why people don't attend, I think, is because of how horrendously dirty the first couple of races were. And I think, I get, as much as it's a development tier where the drivers aren't going to be perfect, I think there is a line that we need to draw in the sand at, because I just want to say my race in Australia was horrific because of the dirty driving. Pretty much everyone retired because of it. If they just weeded it out, it would bring them a lot more, it would bring them a lot more prosperity. I know it's just getting, yeah, it's hard, but you just have to tell dirty drivers, look, that's not acceptable here, and you can't just keep them on because they bring numbers up. They bring numbers down. Anyway, that's my little rant over. As Jack Bass is in the chat with the American flags, he's clearly a random American. As opposed to a normal American instead of a random American. I need my phone charger. Oh, we're getting 2 more drivers coming in, Stealth and TRC Victory. So we might be getting 2 more drivers in, which will make it 6 drivers. I'm just itching. So we're just waiting for some more drivers to join. We're going to only have 4, but I think there could be up to 7 in total if 3 new drivers join. We're just waiting for So yep, we're just waiting. We're gonna have, oh, there we go, TNR Stealth has joined and he has selected a car. So we've got now 5 drivers. I'm not appearing offline, that's it. Oh, what? Big glitch. What do you mean online status unknown? I literally told you I wanted to appear online about online status is unknown. No. It's glitched. I don't know what he's doing. And now we have 6 drivers actually now. TRC Victory has joined. TNR Stealth has joined recently. Yeah, now we have 7 because Coldplay Jack has joined. So now yeah, well, we've got 6 viewers on the stream. Good on you. We're going to get going in about 4 minutes for the start of Q1 or Q qualifying in general. It's just short qualifying. It's not Q1, Q2, Q3. So it will be 18 minutes. Qualifying. Oh, he's selected his team now, and Cockpit Jack has selected Alfa Romeo. Seven drivers so far. We've got still possibility for another 1 or 2 to join before the end of the before we go into it. And now we are looking forward towards the start of the race. And now 7 drivers. I've repeated it about a million times, but 7 drivers. There's not really much to talk about. I think we could go through the lobby settings. All assists are allowed on, so you could have brake assist. That's a bit of an optimal one. Well, that's fine. Weather and time of day, so it's all random. Forecast accuracy is perfect. We're on strict corner cutting, that's good. Simulation settings, it's on 60% AI. If you're on 60 AI, you need to reconsider your life choices. That's just the AI is meant to be slower than the actual drivers. Otherwise, it would just be OP and we would just drive in AI mode for the race. And now we're 28 minutes past, we're going to be closing in. And oh, it's actually 29 minutes past, just as I said that. 1 minute until the qualifying starts. No, yep, so we are, that is now that, hold on, right, I'm just looking through this general chat, see what people are saying. It's now 30 minutes past. We should be readying up now. This bloody Zach, do your job properly, and then I won't have to tell everyone to ready up. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm very blunt with that kind of thing, but I've got autism, and I'm black and white. If you're gonna not do your job properly, then don't fucking. Sorry for the language. I apologise. Anyway, right, let's go. Starting. Apologies for my language there. I had a bit of a rant. I do that sometimes. Now we're moving into short qualifying. Tiger Path needs to ready up. Right, so we're loading into qualifying here. You can see the lake that I was talking about earlier. Because this circuit is on an island. I need to sneeze. Oh, and it's wet. Oh, it's wet. It's raining. And there's drama already. I haven't seen a really wet session on any race before. Well, in ZRL, it's going to be really fun to watch this unfold. The driver's going to come out onto track, or are they going to wait? They're loading into. Oh, at least the race is sunny, says stealth, so it's going to be sunny in the race. And now we've got a car coming out on track. It's Jacob on the full wet tyres. Splashing through the puddles. Now coming out of the pit lane. Here we go. On this, sorry if this TV pod looks a bit strange. I don't know why. It uses the offset instead of the normal camera. Here we go. Now coming into here. He's just gauging the. You've got to gauge the track. You've got to see how. You've got to see how much grip there is on the surface. I know these drivers have braking line, or some of them do. And some have traction control, so it's a bit easier for some of the drivers, but you still need to be able to gauge well how the conditions are, and so going out on this outlap will definitely give you an inkling as to how you should drive. So here we go now, coming down towards the hairpin, and now coming out of the hairpin. Let's see what he can do as he's coming up to start his lap. The Wall of Champions could claim some victims here. We have 6 drivers currently on outlaps. We have a driver in the pit lane. And he's coming through the final chicane. He's gone invalid already. Is that... Oh my goodness me. He might have had a bit of an off there. Let's have a look at the next person to come across the line. It's going to be TLC Victory, who's going to start his lap first. Oh, and he's also gone invalid. That's a mistake from the AlphaTauri driver. Is he going to be able to still continue his lap? No, he is not. That's 2 drivers who have done. And now Tiger Path starts his lap. Here we go. Now on towards the Tiger Path lap. He's going to smoothly go into turn 1. Turns in nicely. 4th gear through the second bit. Third back down to 3rd gear. But comes slowly on the throttle on the exit. 4th gear on the exit now. Now slowly building up the throttle down towards a fast 3-4 right-left chicane. It's not fast, it's more slow in these conditions. You've got to be able to tiptoe through here. This is a nightmare fast right-hander through here because you lose the back end, and he's gone off, and he's got wing damage. Tiger Path has wing damage. He's got to make sure he can recollect himself. Zach Duck is on a lap though. I don't think he's lost the front wing. He's coming through here. And he's, a bit tentative now, coming up towards the left-right hand section. And now, here we go, throttle down, power down on the exit. And now coming down towards the, again, another chicane. The right left here. Quite slow, but you have to be gentle on the throttle on the exit because this left-hander goes on longer than you expect. And now, coming down towards the hairpin, here we go now. First gear it should be. Yep, shifts down into first gear. Now slowly back on the throttle on the exit, even though he has full traction, so he can just jam the throttle down to the floor. Now coming down the straight, the lakeside straight, I'm going to call it, because you can see the lake off to the left. Well, you can't see it because it's concrete, but there is a lake there. And now coming down towards the last chicane. Don't bottle it. Don't get an invalidation. And he hasn't. He's going to come up to the line. He's going to be the first person to set a valid lap here. Oh no, he's not a Tiger Path. It's set a 33.7, but ZRL has set a 23.9. That's going to mean time the screens are like Sargento is going to come across the line, and he's going to set a 123.8 as Jacob has selected the intermediates. He thinks it could be time for intermediates. We could be seeing a George Russell type situation here in the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. Coldplay Jack is on a lap on the wets. He's coming down onto the hairpin, now slowly back on the throttle on the exit, and coming up towards the Wall of Champions now. As I said, come past the, or going down the power, the Pirelli advertising hoardings underneath, and now braking just after the 100 metre board. Let's see what we can do. Flicks it into the chicane nicely, and now coming up towards the line. What's it going to be for Coldplay Jack? Is it going to be pole? He's gone pole by a second. A full second. It's unbelievable racing, or unbelievable driving there from Cockpit Jack, who currently holds pole position by a second here. Is on a lap now, but I think he still has damage. I think he still has that damage from earlier. If I look on the outboard, does it show any damage still on his car? Yes, it does. He's still carrying the burden of that damage. He's on a 123.1 now, so he's closed the gap to 3/10. Cockpit Jack. And now we've got an AlphaTauri coming across the line. TRC Victory crosses the line, and he's not set a valid lap. He just keeps setting invalid laps. That's not what he's going to want to do. Jacob is on an outlap on the Inters. Let's watch out for his lap, because he could be setting some blistering times here. Coldplay gets out of his way. He's obviously seeing he's on Inters. He might try and come in himself for some new tyres. And now we're going to see what he can do coming up towards the that chicane. He's going to start his lap. If he gets on the, if he tries to dry up his tyres by staying on that racing line as much as possible, it could help him. These intermediate tyres don't like being loaded up with much water. That's the problem. That's what he can do. He comes down towards the last chicane, turns in. Seems to be quite receptive. It doesn't seem to be understeering or oversteering that much. I think any of the oversteer will come from his personal errors as he comes down towards the first corner. Let's see what he can do. Braking slowly into the first corner. Being very tentative. He's in second gear though, and he's using very strange brake tactics there. He's pumping the brake pedal. I don't really like that method, but I suppose that's the way he drives. Yeah, there we go, pumping the brake pedal again. I think that might be just to gauge. I think he's got anti-lock brakes on, which does help him with that. But as he comes through here, oh, he's had a bit of a little wobble there. He's managed to keep it on circuit though, which is a crucial part. Yellow flags and set to 3. I think that's the Red Bull of ZRL. He's just going slowly to avoid getting people's way. TRC Victory goes second on a 122.8, just a couple of thousandths slower than Coldplay Jack, as Jacob is going through the second sector now. I'm not sure exactly what type of lap he's on, but it's a fast one, maybe, possibly. He is still. Sargent gets a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. I'm not sure exactly what he's done there. I don't think he has illegally blocked ZRL. I think he was just preparing for a lap and he's got an unfair 5-place grid penalty. And now Jacob coming through on towards the last chicane. As we come through the last chicane now, comes up towards the line. What's it going to be for Jacob? Is he going to crack the 122 barrier? No, he is going to go fastest though. It's a 122.7. That's maybe an indication that Inters are the right way to go. I think the track is getting drier and drier as we speak. TRC Victory is still on the wets. He's got to come back into the pits, get those wet tyres off and put on some brand new Inters. Then Zagduk is also on some wets. He needs to change those off. And Sargento, I think he's on the wrong tyres. Psychopath and Cockpit Jack, though, seem to be on the right tyres. Cockpit Jack is further on in the lap, just about. He's got Psychopath directly behind him. He doesn't want to have to race this guy, but he is. He's letting him through. He's letting him through for the track position. He wants to get a bit of a better line out of the course. Better track, because he will technically have a better track as the track is drying out. There's hardly any rain coming down. There was a lot of rain coming down before, and there's only a couple of spots coming down every now and again. It is still consistent rain, but I think we could be drying up really a lot towards the end of the session. Jacob is going to be really improving on his lap, I think, here. He has got so much more grip than he did previously. He's burning his ERS quite a bit, which isn't ideal. But he's going to come across the line. It's going to be a 121.6. Yes, this track is getting very fast. The drivers might want to just load up a ton of fuel and go on, not burn their ERS out too much. And they could be in for a good one here. So, TRC Victory comes out the pits. Let's hope he doesn't get in the way of Tykerpath, who's just started his lap. Is now getting drier and drops are getting lighter and lighter. Tykerpath comes through the first corner. Comes out of the second corner, just slowly back on the throttle, shifted to fifth gear. Now coming down towards the right-left chicane, a lot quicker on the apex speed. We were only doing about 70 miles an hour at the start of the session there, and now we're doing like 75 miles an hour. It's a lot quicker. Purple sector 1, and now coming down towards past this concrete barrier. You don't want to go too wide on the exit because you will just hit the concrete barrier. Now coming down towards the right-left chicane, where Schumacher pulled off in a real-life race this season, and now on the exit, you can see the line is drier and drier. He's taking a bit of wet line, just I assume to just cool his tyres down. Doesn't want to overheat them too much. Purple sector 2, and now coming down towards the chicane. We've got 8 viewers. This is incredible. 8 viewers in the stream. And now coming down towards the chicane. Let's see, raindrops are a lot less than they were before. Yellow flags, that's just Jacob, I think, getting out of the way, making sure he doesn't get in the way of anyone. And now coming down towards the line. What's it going to be for Tykerpath? Is he going to break the 120s? No, he's not, but he's going to get close. A 120.2. Cockpit Jack comes across the line. Was it going to be for him? A 121.1. He might have had a bit of an off on that lap. I don't think that's representative of him as a driver. But I think we are getting this track. He's definitely getting quicker. Sargento is just coming out of the pits, I think. I know he's still in the pits. TRC Victory is going to be starting his lap. Let's see what he can do on his lap in his AlphaTauri. I think that was quite an aggressive driving style there from the AlphaTauri driver. You can see he turns into corners. He's turning the corners quite aggressively, and that is putting off the car a little bit, which you don't really want in wet conditions. But he's managing to keep hold of it. Is Tykerpath still going quickest? Let's have a look as he comes to the end of sector 2. I think he's slowing down to get ready for another lap. No, whereas Cockpit Jack isn't. Cockpit Jack is going for a second lap. Maybe he's going to use Tykerpath as some slipstream. So Cockpit Jack is currently 5 tenths up on his lap, even though he has no ERS, pretty much. Yellow flags in sector 3. That is Jacob. No, it's not. It's the Red Bull of Zagduk there. I'm not sure what's happened to him. Tykerpath is going to be chased by Cockpit Jack. I think he's going to lose all the time that he did gain, and he's coming to the pits. I think no, he's not. He's carrying on for another lap despite having very low ERS. I'm not sure why he's done this. He might just be continuing, keep trying to go faster and faster. He's got a bit faster than his previous lap. As now we're going to see the Ferrari Sargento corner to start on another lap. I think we should focus on TRC Victory. Oh, he's invalid. TRC Victory is invalid. DNR Stealth, though, is on an out lap. He's managed to go under the radar. Get it? Stealth radar. But yeah, we are starting. This is definitely into conditions now. The rain is still coming down. I don't think we're going to see it get to slicks before the end, but I think we're going to see the track get progressively quicker. And now we're going to see Stealth come across the line to start his lap. And we're going to see Jacob, I think, is getting ready to start his own lap. Cockpit Jack is going, well, he's not got much ERS to play with at all. He doesn't turning off of hot lap means. As now Jacob is coming up to start his lap. I think we want to really see this because he did get pole prematurely, or was he got pole previously. He could be the first person to break into the 119s here, which is not a mean feat, breaking into 119s. Not be. As we see him coming down towards turn 1, breaks down to the first corner, third gear. Impressive stuff from the Aston Martin driver. He hasn't had too much of an off. As now he comes down towards the right left chicane. We need to watch as he comes through. As Sargento goes fastest on 119.3. Going round the first sector split. Jacob is 9/10 up on his time. This track is getting rapidly quicker. He could be 2 or 3 seconds up at the end of this lap and could completely smash the pole position time. Because now, currently, he is 2.3 seconds off of Sargento's time. But he has got so much time to possibly make up on this lap. He is currently coming towards the end of sector 2 now. That's 1.5 seconds, we just need to get 8/10 in this last sector. It is probably the sector where you can gain the least time in these conditions because it's all just straights where you don't really gain much time in the wet or lose much in the wet. I mean, the chicane is quite tricky, but I don't think you can gain 8/10 on the last chicane. I think Sargento's lap is actually very impressive, to be fair. Hopefully Jack coming out on the top. As Jacob just gets invalid there. Jacob gets invalid. He's got no ERS to start the lap. He's got to recharge back up again, and he might even have damage after that collision with the barrier. It's going to get real tense here, I think. Sargento is coming to the end of his own lap, and he's somehow not got invalid for that. That was impressive driving from the Ferrari driver. Now coming across the line. It's going to be a 119.3. He keeps going faster and faster and faster. What nationality is Sargento? Hold on. He is Mexican. So I'm not sure if I was pronouncing that right, because yeah. Anyway, he has currently got pole by a second. But to be fair, no one has really managed to set a clean, quick lap. As Stealth is struggling, I think, in these conditions. He doesn't seem to be. He's only just ahead of his time. He doesn't seem to, but he is on 3% ERS, and he's just gone invalid. I don't think Stealth can handle these wet conditions. I think he's struggling with them. As Zagduk is coming to the end of his lap. He's currently revving the engine out, and he's coming towards the last corner. Currently, we still need to see as he gets a bit wide on the exit there, comes up towards the line. It's going to be a 120. He's going on for a second lap. Actually, he's not going on for a second lap, I don't think. Why would you take the why wouldn't you take the esports line to the line if you're not doing a second lap? You could have gained a couple of hundreds there. As Cockpit Jack starts his own lap. He is currently flying through this first sector. He doesn't take as much of a curve as he probably should have. Green flag's flying, obviously someone's going a bit slowly, which is fine, as long as you don't get in people's way. 5/10 up currently, at the end of the first sector. Now coming round, through on towards this middle sector straight. We are coming towards the end of qualifying now. 1 minute and 27 seconds towards the end of qualifying. If the driver can cross the line with us to go, they could position surprisingly here. Because I think this track is drying out as Jacob is out. Jacob has crashed at the exit of turn 4. He has crashed at the exit of turn 4 there. That is an incredible development. As look, you can see we can't go on board with him, of course, because he's out of the session. But go on board with Cockpit Jack and see if he can beat Sargento's time at the top there. Sargento will not be making another lap in this session. He's in the pits currently. He can't improve. As now Cockpit Jack is going to come up to the line. He's going to cross like 115, 16, 17. What's it going to be for the British driver? It's going to be a 118.4 to go fast. 9/10. He smashes the ball out of the park and into the outside greenery there with that lap. And now we're going to see as 2 other drivers have retired. Zagduk has retired, I think, on circuit. And TNR Stealth is retired in the pits. Oh my goodness me, what is happening? TLC Victory is on his out lap. Tiger Path is on his fast lap. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do as we come down towards his 7/10 up on his time. It is getting ever quicker, this circuit is. And blink and you miss it with these qualifying laps. So TLC Victory is going to have the best of the circuit. Tiger Path is also going to have circuit, but not Bassett is going to have technically have a worse circuit. He's currently on pole position. But will his pole position stay? We're going to watch his time as he comes across the line. Is he even on the fast lap? He may as well be on the fast lap because it's the end of the session. There's no reason not to push. The track, I think, is like, look, you can hardly see it's hardly spitting now. You could have maybe pushed it onto slick tyres at the end. As Bassi comes to the end of the straight, he's got no ERS whatsoever. He comes through the last two corners. He's going to come to the line. Is he going to beat a 18.4? No, he doesn't improve. Does Tycho Path improve? From a 120.2? He does! It's a 117.5 from the McLaren driver. And now we just need to wait for the time. ZRL victory. He's going to come up towards the slash chicane. It's looking good for him. I don't know what his current lap times are, current set times are. But he's gone deep into the last corner. He's invalid. He is invalid. That counts a pole position there. What would it have been if he hadn't? He could have got second place there. That's very frustrating, driver. But that is the end of quality. The red part in the drama there. So we want some more of that. Apparently it's going to be dry for the race, but I want some more rain. Sargento will unfortunately not start in P3 due to the 5-place grid penalty set upon him. So he'll start from the back of the grid in 8th place for the start of this race. So TRC victory, Zach Duck, Jake and Tion Ostov will move up a position to 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th respectively. What a great qualifying session that was, and I'm just going to go and search for my phone charger. What a great session that was for drama, for late drama. The track just drying up at the end there with who got pole position? I've just forgotten. That's not good. With Tycho Path getting pole position there by quite a bit of a margin. It wasn't because of, I don't think it was because of pure driver skill. I think the conditions definitely had a part to play in his pole position. But you've got to be a master of a condition to get the rewards, to reap the rewards. The wet conditions bring out the best in the drivers, and Tycho Path has managed to get on pole position. That will be very good for his championship hopes. He's got to try and get past Jacob, Ace Jackster, and Lambie, Ace Jackster and Lambie currently aren't racing. So if he can get a decent haul of points, if he finishes the race, he's going to be close to it. Gets 6th or above, I think he'll have a good race. So we're currently on a formation lap. This formation lap has caused issues in the past. Let's hope that it doesn't cause issues today, as I just quickly plug my phone in. We're looking dry track from the start of the race. We might be seeing some rain towards the end because those clouds are looking loomy and gloomy as we come towards on this formation lap. So let's look at the tyres the drivers have chosen for the start of this race. So we've got Tycho Path starting with softs, very aggressive strategy from Tycho Path there, and Cockpit Jack has gone on the mediums in 2nd place, which is slightly less aggressive, but the rest of the drivers have gone on hards. They clearly think there's something to be gained by doing a massive overcut on the rest of the field. Maybe they think there's going to be a safety car around the time they pit for new tyres. There is a chance of a safety car in this race, unless as Jacob and Zach have been disqualified for collision. This could cause a glitch because there is a glitch on the game where if you get disqualification on the formation lap, then there's a chance you can enter a kind of stagnant mode as you reform the grid. It's not the best. But yeah, Tycho Path currently getting ready for the start of this race. He needs to slow down to a decent speed so he can not have to worry about overstepping his mark on the pit box. Just slow down miles an hour into your pit box, lad, because you won't make it. You don't have to brake for it. You can just slow down nicely. 20 or 30 miles an hour is all you need. There you go. He's burning out his tyres. Nice and chill. Come up to his line. Don't try and push it too far because you won't be able to. There you go, purple. Surely that's going to be purple. That's pretty impressive there from Tycho Path. Cockpit Jack lines up perfectly. TRC victory. And everyone else has lined up perfectly. We're getting ready for the start of this. 5 red lights here in Canada. And it's go, 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 go! As we come down towards turn 1, Tycho Path has got an alright start. Cockpit Jack has managed to get a decent start. See victory coming up the inside into turn 1, and now he's going to come around the outside possibly. Now coming around, he's going to try and make the move, and he's not made the move. He's going to see Zach Duck on his inside. He's now going to come up towards turn 4. And let's see what he can do. Sorry, turn 3 and turn 4. He's going to dive up the inside. Zach Duck, no, he's not. He's going to keep a position as we come down in towards turn 5 and 6. Here we go. So on the first lap now, we're going to see. what Tycroft can do. Can he pull out a gap on those aggressive strategy, on those soft tyres? We're going to look through the field. Is there any moves possibly happening? I don't think so. But we're going to look on board with Zagduk here. Of TRC Victory, he's going to try and make a move down in towards... No, he's not going to try and make a move down towards the chicane. And now, we're going to... he's looking behind. He's got the ERS deployed as we come down towards the hairpin. Let's see what he can do. Is he going to make a move? No, he's going to take a bit wide line there to make sure he can get a good exit, but Sargento has overtaken him. He's going to try and make a move back on him, maybe into the next. I don't think he is. I think he's just going to stick behind the Mexican driver, which is unfortunate for his race. Sorry, but I think there's a bit of lag in the stream. I can see on my phone there's a bit of lag, and Tiernar's was going to be wide. Sargento is going to try and make the move into turn one. He's going to get past before turn one's even happened. Wow! Come down towards the first corner again. Jacob is now trying to make it out. He's going to just stay behind, and there is a injury, I think. So sorry if you see bites of the stream go missing. And we're going to look on board with Tykerpath, who's managed to pull out a 1.7 second lead from the chasing pack up front. He's managed to just pull clear of the rest of the drivers. He has the ability to do on the faster tyres. These faster tyres have more grip, they are grippier, they are naturally more... better. They're just better. But he will have to have a compromised strategy. He'll have to hope that the other drivers can't maintain the pace on their mediums and their hards. Jacob is currently in last place, which is not where he wants to be in this race. He's currently leading the championship, I think, but this is not going to help his championship battle. If he's stuck down in 7th place behind TNR Stealth, that's not going to help him at all. As we come down in towards the chicane on board with him, he's not going to make a move on the McLaren driver. The McLaren driver's made a mistake. Yes, he has. There's a bit of lag creeping in again. I've asked my family to turn off their Wi-Fi, but I'm not sure they have. I'm going to be honest. TRC Victory, close behind Cockpit Jack. He's going to be looking to make a move maybe, but I don't think he is now. As Jacob is close behind TNR Stealth, he's going to try and possibly keep his car close behind into turn 3 and 4. TNR Stealth gets a free for multiple warnings. That is very bad early on in the race. You don't want to be getting early time penalties, because if you get a late race safety car and you have more penalties than everyone else, then you're screwed. As now he's gonna maybe see Jacob make a move into the chicane. No, he's not. He's low on ERS though, TNR Stealth. That's not going to be a good time for him when he wants to be. We're going to possibly make a move, and there's a lot of lag there. As we come down towards we're going to come down towards the hairpin now. He's going to try and make the move maybe. No dive. He's going to take a bit of a tighter line so he can get the better line on the exit. And now using the ERS, TNR Stealth has nothing to defend with really. He's got no DRS, no ERS to defend with. I think it's going to be an easy move round the outside for Jacob. He's going to get pushed to the wall, He's now going to try and make the move round the outside. He's already made the move before the corners even come. And now he's gone a bit deep, I think. No, he hasn't. He's got a 3-second time penalty though for corner cutting. As now Tykerpath has gone pole left there. On a 1, I didn't see what lap that was. Was that like a 1:17 point something? Whenever I press race directory, it just kicks me off of the pause menu. I don't know why it does that nowadays. View lap times. 113.6 there from Tykerpath. Really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in these cars here. And now we're going to Zagduk. We're going almost closest to anyone else behind him. And we can look at from the rear end of his car there, or we can look from the rear end of Sargento. No, we can't. We can look on the outside camera, maybe. We're going to have a look. Actually, there's a car on our side. Nope, Cockpit Jack is just trying to defend from the cars behind. He's obviously, I mean, he's struggling on these tyres. Used to these tyres and their lessened grip from the softs. He is vulnerable to DRS from behind, but TRC Victory is a clever driver. He's not going to burn out his ERS trying to chase a move that's not on. And he's not going to do that. He's going to just use it slowly. Catches to the back of Bassett or Cockpit Jack, and now coming down towards the first corner. Let's see what he can do. And now coming through the second corner on the curb for TRC Victory, just trying to take an alternate line so he doesn't get as much dirty air. Because if you stay on the same line as someone, there's a much higher chance of you getting dirty air. If you take a bit of a different line, you are less affected by the effects of dirty air, which was last year's F1 cars. But now they've introduced rules to make overtaking and racing it side by side easier. They maybe don't need it as much. The Sargento is looking very close behind the back of TRC Victory. Now coming down towards the hairpin. Is he going to make a move? Possibly not. Zagduk gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Not ideal for the Red Bull driver. So the Red Bull driver now coming down towards the hairpin. Sargento just slightly behind there, and Culprit Jack has got not much DRS to do. Is TRC Victory possibly going to make a move down to the chicane, or is he going to wait until possibly another thing happens? As now breaking down in towards the chicane, flicks through there nicely. DRS wide open. He's going to burn his DRS. No, he's not. He's going to burn a little bit of DRS. As Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty. Sargento moves past the AlphaTauri there of TRC Victory. Let's see what's going to happen next, because Sargento is looking like he's flying on these hard tyres. Third place for the man in Ferrari. He was provisional pole position until he didn't time his runs right and wasn't on track at the end of the session. He had chance of getting on pole position, rectifying his problems from qualifying. DRS is going to be open for him. He's going to have to try and defend, but he's got more ERS, so he's got that going for him, I guess. And he's also got the better tyres, but he doesn't seem to be able to keep up with Tykerpath. Tykerpath is gone at the front here. He's just leading the race from the front, leading by principle. And I think Sargento is going to have Bassett on the next string, but Bassett's locked up. He's made a mistake on the exit. DRS is wide open for the Mexican. So now it's going to be possibly, as he comes down towards the chicane, he goes to the outside. He's going to go around the outside here, and there's no contact. Bassett's managed to back out of it nicely. But Bassett is going to try and come back to him, come back at him in towards turn one. No, he's not. He's not going to have the overspeed as Sargento has the DRS. He has the DRS. So Zagduk is out. Zagduk is out of the race. He's crashed the exit of the Wall of Champions. That is unbelievable scenes here. Is that going to be a safety car possibly? Will that then crush Tykerpath's lead? I don't think it will. I think Zagduk's retirement was a safety car. It will be incredible if it happens, and it will be incredible because Culprit Jack needs he's on low ERS. He needs a bit of help here from the stewards. That's Sargento. But something tells me there's not going to be a safety car. Is Zagduk. I think Zagduk retired the circuit because his AI is moving to a safe position, which is going to pull off on the exit of turn 4. Hopefully on the exit of turn 3. Hopefully that won't affect the leaders race. As now Sargento is now burning his ERS, trying to keep ahead of Bassett. DRS wide open for the Alfa Romeo driver. Sargento is only on 3% ERS, and Bassett is only on 6% ERS into the chicane. I was going to give him until we get to racing again. TRC Victory has plenty of ERS to work with here, 45% or so. And now coming in towards the first corner. Let's see what TRC Victory can do. Is he conjuring up, is he conniving a plan to get past the Alfa Romeo driver of Bassett? So I call him Bassett because I know him from another server and his name in there is Bassett. But his gamer tag is Cockpit Jack. So if you get confused, that is Bassett's name, Cockpit Jack. Towards the now has the DRS wide open as he comes down towards this next corner. We're going to have a look and see what's happening. Nope, no move. Cockpit Jack has now lost the gap to Sargento. Sargento is now possibly going to change the Tykerpath. He's going to be able to. His Tykerpath has lost time though. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he's definitely lost time there. Maybe his tyres are going off. And with TNR Stealth, he has spun. He has spun on the exit of that corner, of the exit of the fast right-hander and at the start of the slow left-hander. And now TRC Bassett are battling into the last chicane. TRC Victory, there's too many people. TRC Victory goes wide on the exit there. That was an annoyance. Both drivers there. As Bassett stays ahead, he has no time penalties, which could help him at the end of this race if he needs it. As Tykerpath coming up towards the place where TNR Stealth spun, he manages to get through his fine. His teammate TNR Stealth is really struggling. He's 45 seconds behind the pack now. Still has his front wheel need to pit. He might choose to anyway, but I don't think he has. He hasn't. As we now come up towards the hairpin on board with Tykerpath here, he is just cashing out in this race. He's doing what he's done so many times before in this league or in this season so far, just picking up a nice lead right at the start of the race and then just keeping everyone else at arm's reach. That's kind of his plan of action whenever he gets into the lead of a race. And now, victory with the DRS open, getting the just trying to get us. Tykopath pits and gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That could be crucial to his race. As he Bassett is now in 5th. As he's coming, Bassett's coming to the pits. That's why he's now Bassett comes into the pits onto some soft tyres. Tykopath comes out onto the mediums. They're going to have air as they come back out on circuit. Both Tykopath and Bassett will have free air, which makes the test race. The Mexican, flying Mexican, in I think his first ever ZRL start. That's the first start I've seen of him. He's in the lead. He's doing a very cracking job so far. The Mexican driver, here we go, is now. Let's go. Who should we go? Cockpit Jack is not gaining time to the leaders actually. I know he's on cold tyres, but you'd expect the softs to be burning quickly, and I think they are. He's now gaining time, I think, so far. He's going to start confidently gaining time on the leaders. He's not. He's just he's there and thereabouts. Sargento still in the lead, and I think I just saw TNR Stealth have another off there. Momentarily out of the corner of my eye. And I think now Bassett is starting to get a bit more confidence in these tyres. He's 7 seconds behind Tykopath, and he's got no penalties, which could be crucial. Now Tykopath has that 5 seconds. If he can get into that gap, then he could have a chance at this win here in his first ever ZRL start. The cars are all spaced out on the circuit now, but the current order now is Sargento in P1, when he's got 4.5 seconds back to TRC Victory, who's on the same tyres as him. Been on both Sargento and TRC Victory, been on the same tyres since the start of the race. Then you've got Jacob just 2 seconds behind. Just 2 seconds behind TRC Victory. Also on the same tyres as TNR Stealth doing left on the main straight, I think. Or is he coming to the pits and retired? I think he's coming to the pits and retired. I don't know what higher from the pits, retire in the pits when you're in a point scoring position, but he's done it anyway. Not caused a safety car. Where were we? So Tykopath just pitted for a set of mediums. 12 seconds off the lead, but I think he could easily gain on that as per lighting up the timing screen. Alfa Romeo. Let's see what he can do as he comes into the last chicane. He might be able to set a fast lap here. As he comes up towards the line, what's it going to be for Bassett? It's going to be 1:13.6, which is currently the fastest lap of the race. That's laying down a marker to the leaders, out to get them in terms of the race and in terms of undercutting them. It will be, because they'll come to the pits on their old hard tyres that aren't getting any younger. Their tyres will consider degrading, and Cockpit Jack's tyres will only degrade in a couple of laps' time. As Jacob gets another 3-second time penalty. Alfa has the P3 currently in the podium position, but he has got the 2 guys who haven't pitted behind him. So he could be in legitimate last position if he can't find a way past TLC Victory. We're going to go on board with Sargento here at the front here. Not going into the pits just yet. He is on the hard tyres at the end of the day. He has to come in. Those tyres can basically just push as much as you need. And I have a feeling that rain will play a part. I'm not sure, but I think rain will play a part in this race because it's very weird to go. Oh, Sargento makes a mistake. And I think he's managed to brush it off as Tykopath sets the fastest lap of the race. That's another marker laid down by the McLaren driver, as Bassett does not improve on his fastest lap. Tykopath clearly just pushing to get the fastest lap there. And now we're going to see who we're going to go on board with. Let's go on board with Jacob here. Jacob currently the closest person to anyone else on circuit. You can see a gap of just a couple of seconds to TLC Victory up in front here. Let's have a look at the ERS percentages. So Sargento currently has 20% ERS. TLC Victory currently has 45% ERS. And Jacob currently has 12% ERS. Tykopath has about 50 now as he comes through the broken zone. And Bassett only has 15. So Tykopath and TRC Victory are the only ones who really ERS. So if they get into a battle, they're going to be the ones most prepared for an actual battle. As we come across the line to start, lap 14 of this race is Sargento gets another penalty from multiple warnings for exceeding track limits. He's not having a good day. The Mexican, oh, he is having a good day. He's currently leading the race, but he's just not managing to avoid these corner cutting penalties. That makes it 6 seconds from now. As the only driver without any penalties is Cockpit Jack. He's managed to avoid any form of penalties. Let's have a look at the warnings he's on though. Is he on like 2 warnings for track limits? He is on 2 warnings for track limits. He got 1 on lap 1 and then 1 last lap on lap 13. So we could get spicy towards the end of the race if he can't stay away from the track limits. Or if we get a safety car. 5 drivers left in this race from the original 7. Jacob now catching up, I think, to TLC victories. Closer than he was the laps before. I think that's just a concertina effect because he's lost time again. Tiger Path currently trying to gain on the leaders. Sargento looks like he's just confident on those. He's constantly putting in the laps, constantly putting in the times. Sargento has yellow flag in centre 3. What is that? TLC victory is spun. TLC victory has spun around, and let's hope he doesn't get disqualified for reversing. Let's hope he can get not in a bad position. Cockpit Jack, I think, has made a mistake as well because he's 20 seconds off the lead now. He was only like 17 seconds off the lead before. Now he's 20 seconds off the lead. TLC victory is back down in 4th place, which is a shame for the Alpha who are doing so well. Jacob has now taken up his place in 2nd. Sargento retains his lead out front. Wanting to get past the Alpha Tauri driver because he will otherwise get in his way and he doesn't want that. Tarkov is closing in on. Now the Tarkov has already made a pit stop. Jacob hasn't currently made a pit stop. With in this race, we could be seeing a safety car at some point because these walls can bite around Canada, especially at the Wall of Champions. Doesn't seem like anyone's actually made any mistakes really at the Wall of Champions, apart from corner cutting. Yep. So I think we might not see an actual retirement there, but I think it could be decided on penalties. Gained at this corner is a very fearsome corner. As you see Jacob going a little bit wide there on the exit, and I think he's going to get reeled in here by Tiger Path. Tiger Path just keeping his distance. He's not currently wanting to push. Jacob is. He's got almost no ERS. He's 11% ERS. The Aston Martin driver. I keep saying Alfa Romeo. They have too many teams in the F1 beginning with A. Alfa Romeo, Alpine, Aston Martin, Alpha Tauri. Like, come on. Just, oh, yellow flag is at the 2. That's Sargento. Sargento has spun. He was doing so well up until that point. Is he going to get out ahead of Jacob? No, he's not. He's going to go past on the left-hand side. What a move from Jacob. There's TLR stuff has left for session, and what Jacob lets him back through. What's going on? Oh, Tiger Path has made his way past Jacob in all that conundrum, all that fuss. And now we're going to look at the battle for the lead now. With the 3 leaders within 1.3 seconds. What a race this has been so far. Sargento spins from the lead but manages to keep it. Tiger Path sneaks past Jacob in the middle sector there. And now we're going to see what's going to happen as we get DRS open. Flying cars down the straight in towards the Wall of Champions. And there's going to be no moves into the Wall of Champions as Jacob... He's going to go into the pits and he's going to get... How has he not got a penalty for speeding there? He must have pit assist on, as now he's coming into the pits. New tyres. And that's going to maybe trigger an overcut or or he's going to try and cover... I think the 2 leaders could try and cover off the undercut from Jacob. Maybe not Tiger Path, but I think Sargento will not want to lose track position if Tiger Path gets another penalty. That's 8 seconds worth of penalties now for Tiger Path. Here we go now. As come down toward the middle sector, the DRS straight, where Sargento spun on the previous lap, but he's managed not to spin on this lap. Bassett is close behind TLC victory as well. Will he make a move on the Alpha Tauri driver? Possibly, possibly not. We're going to have a look as he goes into the middle sector chicane. Not for the Alfa Romeo driver, sorry. Now, coming out of the hairpin, we're going to see Sargento and Tiger Path battle. Here we go. DRS is going to fly open. Will Sargento come into the pits though? Tiger Path, is he going to take the inside line? He's going to try and go for a move, I think. Sargento stays out on circuit. He does not want to lose his track position. Bassett trying to get past TLC victory. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move into the Wall of Champions. He is not. Tiger Path is close behind Sargento. Sargento is holding up the McLaren driver here now, I think. I think he's just trying to keep him behind to try and stop him from getting ahead on track position. I think it's a clever idea from the Mexican because he could instant as much as he can just to hold up Tykopath, hold up his progress. This is a good defensive drive so far from Sargento. As now we come down towards the middle sector chicane again. I don't think we're going to see millions here. Nope, we're not. And we're going to just follow them here. Sargento loses the back end. Is Tykopath going to try and make a move now? He's deploying the ERS just to try and keep with him, keep him honest. And now, coming into the hairpin, Sargento, you can see Tykopath breaks a bit off on the exit there, lost a bit of momentum. And now, we're going to come down towards the chicane, and Tykopath goes to the outside. It's going to be a move for the lead for Tykopath. He's made the move past Sargento. Sargento is going to try and keep him honest as he comes down towards, as he's not going to though. As Tykopath gets DRS for both of these sectors, getting anti-climax in towards turn 1, but Sargento will try and keep him honest there on his 18 lap old hards. Those tyres have gone a long way. He might be wanting to come into the pits surely, as TLC Victory still hasn't come in either. They have done more than half the race on those tyres, and Jacob sets the fastest lap of the race. That's a statement from Jacob there, statement of intent, a kind of, I want to get a good result in this race. Sargento gets another 3-second time penalty. Oh no, it's going so wrong for the Mexican driver. Let's have a look and see how many penalties are on now. Tykopath is on 8, Sargento is on 9, TLC Victory is on 6, and Jacob is on 9. That's big penalties, especially considering Cockpit Jack has zilch, 0 penalties in this race. And now Sargento coming down towards the DRS zone, burns his DRS and gets his DRS open. He wants to make a statement here. I think he wants to make a move. Not going to happen. He's not got a long enough straight. Is he going to the pits? No, he's not. He is still going around the circuit. Those tyres are going to be begging to be taken off. Those look, I don't think they're very high degraded, but they're just, it's 20 laps. He's been on those tyres for like, well, he's been on 19 laps technically. He's actually done on those tyres. But at the end of this lap, he could easily come into the pits, go into a brand new set of mediums and just make the one stop work. Because Tykopath does have to pit again. He does have to pit again. So but Sargento is keeping Tykopath honest on those hard tyres. I'd have thought Tykopath would have just pulled away, but he's not. He's been kept at arm's reach by Sargento. Sargento is just trying to stay on his rear. I think he's just trying to get the DRS going. He just needs this DRS to keep him going. But he's going to get the DRS on the end of the straight. He needs it because he's 9 tenths behind now. And he's now only 8 tenths. You can see he's only 8 tenths behind now as he goes on to the main straight. Here we go. 6 tenths now. That DRS is helping him so much just to stay with Tykopath. And he's helping him kind of leapfrog the guys behind, hopefully, for him anyway. DLC Victory doesn't come in either. Are they waiting out for something? Are they waiting out for possibly a safety car period or some rain? I doubt it. I don't think there's going to be any rain. I think if it was going to happen, they've happened before. I think this race could just develop on strategy here. Cockpit Jack still can't get past TLC Victory. He must have some problems, I don't know. But he seemed to be quick in qualifying and in the early part of the race. But now he just seems struggling. He doesn't seem to be able to get past the driver on hard tyres. He's got so much worse tyres than him. As now, who should we go on board with? Sargento is just keeping up with Tykopath through this middle sector and then DRSing his way to victory, to glory on the straights. Is he coming in this lap? I think he might be trying to stick it out of a pair of softs. I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to stick out this stint long enough that he can go into a pair of softs. So he can battle Tykopath for the lead on soft tyres. He is still setting 1 minute 14.3s, which is pretty incredible considering the fastest lap is a what? It's a, as Jacob gets another 3-second time penalty. Fastest lap gap. The fastest lap of the entire race is a 1:13.3, and on 20 lap hold hards, he's only 1.3 seconds off of that. That's an impressive stuff there from Sargento. He's really managing to just keep consistent on these tyres. He's not over pushing, he's not overstepping the mark. The only time he's ever made a mistake was when he spun, and he would have been ahead of Tiger Path if he hadn't have spun. But he's still keeping him honest on those hard tyres. We're now on lap 22. As Jacob makes his way past Bassett, has fallen to the back of the pack on soft tyres. I think those tyres might be dead, mate. I think you got to come in and fit on some new ones. As Sargento, is he going to make his way into the pits this lap? No, he's staying out again. I think he is. I think he's staying out until he can go on soft. But he's now close behind Tiger Path. He's pushing Tiger Path. He's going to try and push him into making a mistake. I think you can see from the rear end of Tiger Path here. I'm going to go on board with the outboard cameras because I think it might give a better perspective. You can just see how close they are. They're just line astern. The track looks shiny as hell for no reason. I don't know why. But you can see right there, Tiger Path. Just slowly. Just trying to keep him behind. Look at through this middle sector. He's basically just pushing him round these corners, even though he's on the worst tyres. I don't see how he's doing it. He's just managing to... Maybe he is Sergio Perez in disguise, Sargento. Maybe he's just Sergio Perez in disguise. Tyre whisperer who can just make his tyres do whatever he wants whenever he wants. Maybe that's what it is. There's a breakdown towards the hairpin. Tiger Path manages to keep his cool. Sargento just behind. He's going to get the DRS again. He's got... Tiger Path better exit out of the hairpin because of those grippier tyres, and Sargento always opens this DRS and gains that time back that Tiger Path gains on those faster tyres, and they're not pitting still. Sargento is confident that he can stay behind and keep Tiger Path honest. If he deployed a bit of DRS, I think he could pressure him into making a mistake towards turn 1. We're gonna go on board. The thing is, the only problem with these outboard cameras is they don't really give you any sort of engine sound. Not really, anyway. As we come round this fast right-hander and into these slower corners, we're now going to see Jacob. Jacob is close behind. I'm going to go on board with this battle because I think it's a lot closer. He's got a lot more potential of an overtake. Jacob trying to get past the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri, remember, on 23 lap old hard, and the Jacob is on the mediums. Look, he's pulling out to the right. I think TLC Victory might concede this. No, he's not. It's wheel to wheel as we come down towards the right-hander. He pushes him, and there's contact. There is contact between the two drivers, and TLC Victory stays ahead. The leaders, I think, have stayed out, but they haven't. We don't know if they're coming in yet. Is Sargento going to come in this lap, or is he going to stay out another one? He is coming in to the pits, almost hits the back of Tiger Path. But he's confident he can make a pit stop and possibly get out ahead of Tiger Path. Tiger Path still has that 5-second time penalty from earlier, remember. When he makes another pit stop, which he will have to, we can't go to the end on these tyres, he will have to serve a 5-second time penalty. If Sargento can bite into Tiger Path's lead while he's on these medium tyres, he could get in front. As now, he could enter this battle with TRC Victory and Jacob. Do not go anywhere because this race is hotting up. Do not go anywhere because this could turn into a three-way battle for second place. It could ruin Sargento's race if he keeps battling, or if he does battle with these drivers, because they are on such different strategies to him. You can see Jacob all over the rear end of TLC Victory, and TLC Victory has spun. He's spun round, and he's got half a front wing. He's got half his front wing missing. Yellow flags. It's not a safety car, but it means that Jacob is now into second place, and it means that Sargento is going to have an easier time overtaking him because he didn't have a DRS trade to deal with. TRC Victory will have to pit now. His strategy has basically been ruined because of that incident with Jacob there. Sargento is just trying to make his way into that DRS, but Jacob is managing to keep ahead of him. 0.5 seconds is the gap. Tiger Path has stayed out another lap. The gap between him and Sargento is only going to get bigger, so only going to get smaller, because Sargento is just on 16 lap younger tyres. at this point in time. And here we go, just gaining time as TLC Victory gets speeding in the pit lane penalty because we underestimated the braking zone and went slightly over the speed limit. Cockpit Jack goes fastest. That's a statement from him. And as he goes into P4, because it's strategy and because TLC Victory had to come in, he's now into P4. Sargento now in the DRS. Wheel to wheel, possibly into the chicane, and no, he's backed out. He knows that Jacob's got less DRS. He knows that Jacob, if he's battling for the championship, he doesn't want to fight this realistically because he's going to get a solid haul of points. Yep, he's not fighting it into the hairpin. He's trying to get DRS. He's doing DRS chicken. But I don't think the DRS line isn't there. I don't know why he's done that because the DRS line isn't there. Unless he was just letting him through because it's not his fight. That was a silly move from Jacob. I don't think he's done. I think he's done that on purpose. To be fair, just making sure he doesn't get in the fight. There's now fast corners for a fast right left chicane for Sargento. 16.7. He goes fastest again. Another statement from Sargento there. He is currently about. He's currently at 1.5 seconds a lap faster than Tykerpath. He's, I was going to say, munching into his lead. He is going for that lead. What's it called? Jacob is coming to the pits for some brand new soft tyres. He's going to come out ahead of TRC Victory. He's going to come out in 4th place. Tykerpath, I think he's going to want to come into the pits soon. Because if he doesn't, there's a chance that he could have some problems. Sargento is on those medium tyres and he's biting into his lead. Tykerpath has lost a lot of time. He's lost about 5 seconds to Sargento and he's got the 5-second time penalty when he comes into the pit lane, remember. Yellow flag's in sector 1. TLC Victory has gone off. He has gone off and that has put him basically out of contention for any new points position, any different points positions other than 5th place, unless people in front of him make a mistake. This race is still not over. This is going to be won on strategy. As Sargento has now got no ERS. He's got no ERS to attack with, but he has got the fastest lap, which he's basically buried into the ground now. It's a 1:12, making a point to Tykerpath, but he is so much quicker than at this point in the race. He's wanted to pressure him, I think, into making a pit stop here. The McLaren driver will be basically not forced to make a pit stop, but he will be maybe thinking more about a pit stop. Now he knows that he's being Harry's in the lead, basically just killed every single time he goes past that that line. Is Tykerpath going to come in at the end of this lap then? 28% ERS. It'd be a good time to recharge his ERS considering has none. And he's coming into the pits then. And he gets another speed. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. That's TLC Victory getting a corner cut and one. Never mind. Yellow flag in sector 1. And it's TLC Victory again. He's not had the best of times, does he? Tykerpath has to serve his penalty. There goes Sargento into the lead then. The Ferrari driver in front. Oh, he's not in front of Tifosi. What am I waffling about? Second place then for Tykerpath. He's not going to come out behind anyone else. It's going to be a straight fight for the lead, but he's on the soft tyres now. It's going to be a 6-lap sprint till the end for Tykerpath. Can he challenge the Ferrari of Sargento? He has 10 seconds to make up. And what are the penalties looking like? Tykerpath has 6 seconds less penalties than Sargento. He just needs to get within 6 seconds of Sargento, and he's going to get the win. And this is not over, as Cockpit Jack gets 3 seconds, finally gets a penalty. But he's in a legitimate podium position at the moment on his debut in this league. Sargento is in the lead. If Sargento can keep those tyres, he has been very good at keeping more tyres on good speeds. But will he be able to hold back Tykerpath record of just pushing at insane speeds and managing to catch people? Will he be able to withstand the threat from Tykerpath as TRC Victory is in the pits again? He is in the pits again. It's really not looking good for him. He's going to get lapped by Tykerpath here. And now Tykerpath is still 10.6 seconds behind the Ferrari of Sargento as TLC Victory comes up just behind. I thought he might overlap onto the leader, but he hasn't. Tycraft can't get into that window. Maybe his tyres are just a bit cold. Maybe he hasn't got the temperature properly. TLC Victory doing well there. As now, Tycraft gets another 3-second time penalty. He now needs to get within 3 seconds. That means he needs to gain about a second a lap. He needs to gain more than a second a lap if he wants to get ahead of Sargento. He's got to put it all on the line if he wants first place. Unless Sargento gets another penalty and then it's back to fair game. This is going to be a very, very good end to this race. As now Sargento coming through the last chicane. He's going to complete another lap and it's going to be the end of lap 30. We're on to lap 31, 5 laps remaining. He's gained 3 temps Tycraft in this set, but it's not enough really. He needs to be gaining seconds, he needs to be gaining temps per corner, never mind temps per lap. He goes on a 112.9. Sargento's last time was a 1 minute 13.1. That's only 5 temps quicker. Come on, I'm not saying that this is kind of pace that Sargento's on. I think he's now got the message. He's now going very fast. His TRC Victory has another spin. These could cause safety cars if he keeps doing these, and that could really spice up the race if we get a late safety car. And I think he's letting through his drivers. Just make sure he doesn't car by going slowly. So yellow flagging out to 1 and 2. Yeah, it's fine. He's just letting through the leaders. He doesn't want to get in their way in any way. And now Tycraft still 10 more seconds. It's not enough. He can't seem to get within that window. And now it's another time penalty for Sargento. Now it's back to 6 seconds. He can just gain. Come on, Tycraft, you can gain a second a lap on him. He's on those wrinkly old mediums. He's not wrinkly old mediums. He's on mediums. You're on softs, mate. He can't do it though. He's just not got that pace. He's on 113.0. Sargento is basically setting the same times as him on the worst tyres. Sargento has been consistently setting these good lap times. Look. But they've been consistent and he's just managed to keep in that consistent window. That is a very good... Even when he spun in that middle sector, like that's the only mistake he's made all race. And now it's just fell under 10 seconds the gap. We might be seeing Tycraft really pushing now to try and get in front. Look, you can see he's used a lot of ERS now. And Sargento, I think, is now pushing as well. We could see a mistake from these two now they're pushing so much. This is going to be very, very entertaining. Jacob is even maybe going to get past Bassett before the end, but he has so many more penalties that it won't make a difference if he gets through on the Alfa Romeo drive. If I was Bassett and if Jacob sent one up the inside, I'd just let him because he's got 18 seconds of penalties. Tycraft now only 9.7 seconds behind, but he's got no ERS. This is the problem he's facing. He just can't seem to get any real momentum. He has 3 laps to go and 3 seconds to make up. He has to gain a second a lap and he's just not doing that. Yellow flags instead of 3. That's another TRC Victory spin. Really not doing well this. He's not really managing to keep his car on the circuit. Tycraft 9.4 seconds. He's getting better, but it's not getting better enough. He needs to just push in these corners. Attack. Sargento is just managing to just keep him at arm's reach. He's doing what Tycraft usually does. 8.9 seconds the gap is now, so it is going down, but I don't think it's going down quick enough. Sargento, 113.8, basically 113.9 because it was an 899. What does Tycraft say? Okay, it's a second quicker. He's now going a second lap quicker, but I think it's too late now. He's got a gap of 2.8 seconds to make up in 2 laps. He's now got to make 1.4 seconds up in both these laps. And his tyres are going to be not necessarily going up, but they're not in their prime anymore, those softs. They're 5 laps old. If they were struggling on 12 laps, they're going to be not at their best at 5 laps. I think he's made a mistake. I think he's not done enough here to get this win, Taika Path. I think Sargento, unless he makes a mistake, is going to claim this win here. Because he's coming through the hairpin. One and a bit laps to go. And Taika Path has got to make up 2 seconds. 2.4 seconds. It's not happening. I hate to bring people down, but Taika Path should have gained more in the opening laps of this stint. He's done great since then. He's managed to get a good gap since then. He's managed to keep knocking off, chipping away. But at the start of that stint, he wasn't gaining on him. And I know it's because of cold tyres, but the cold tyres only last a lap. He was off the pace for a solid couple of laps. And now he has 2 seconds to gain in 1 lap if he wants to win. Sargento is looking very good for this race. Coming through turn 4, 5, 6 for the last time, into turn 7 for the last time. That's where Vettel bottled it in 2011, but he's not done that. This is where he bottled it earlier on, and he's not done it. He's going to come around here, the bendy straight. This is not fully straight. Now coming through here. Just bringing it home, I think he is. I don't think he's pushing the gap. Look, you can see Taika Path is now gaining quite a bit, but he's not going to care because he's not going to gain 1.9 seconds in a couple of corners, in 2 corners. So Sargento is going to come out here. He's not going to deploy DRS because he doesn't need it. Under the Rolex advertising hoardings, deploys his DRS. The last bit of it, the last smither of it that he has. He's going to come into the final chicane. He's going to come around the final corners. The Wall of Champions does not claim him. He's going to come up to the line, and Sargento is going to win the Canadian Grand Prix here in ZRL. What a race from the Mexican driver. What a drive from him. He just managed to keep consistent the entire race, not falter under the pressure from Taika Path. Taika Path finishes second. 1.8 seconds the gap was in the end because of those penalties, but he just couldn't get the tyres, he couldn't get the wick switched on after he put those new tyres on. Jacob and Bassett battling into the last corner. Bassett gets another 3 second time, but he's not going to care because Jacob has so many more penalties than him. Bassett comes and collects a 3rd place. Jacob in 4th. And TRC Victory is going to come around the final corner and he's going to claim himself. What a race there. It was all based on the strategy, and that really paid off there for Sargento. That spin, if he didn't have that spin, he would have won that race by 10 seconds or so. Driver of the day is very, very much deserved. He came from a disappointing grid position of last because of his grid penalty, but he came out on top here in Canada. What a race from him. Just the ability to stay at the consistent pace on those hard tyres, that surprised me because Taika Path is usually the kind of guy that will just eat into your margins by like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and he just didn't. He couldn't catch up to him on those soft tyres enough. What a race that was. And although he couldn't catch up, he still had a good race, Taika Path. Don't get me wrong. He didn't get damage in qualifying early on. No, I think, but yeah, he had a good one. He still had a good one, even if he didn't win. And Bassett, in his first race in this league, collects 3rd place in the end after an impressive front row start. Manages to claim 2nd. Jacob helps his championship challenge with 12 points for 4th place. And TRC Victory comes here in 5th after a bit of a disappointing outing, I won't lie. He had a couple of spins. So, what a race. Well done to every driver who participated, even the ones who retired. You had a good one. It was fun, it was nice, and it was a very nice race. I've been Nicky Mazepin. I've been your commentator for today. And